Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to do your July 2019 monthly tarot horoscope. This is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely Aquarius. And for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I do use a variety of decks, and I may or may not show the cards. But I do have another job, so I only record on here when I can, just a FYI. You could still book a private reading with me if you'd like, though. You can check out my website, oracledaphne.com. The link to my website is going to be below. And yeah, it's pretty easy to get a reading with me. So I'm just going to lay out a spread here and see what I get for Aquarius for the month of July. It's interesting because I was just thinking about all the 12th house activity that's going on for Aquarius. There's a bunch of planets in Capricorn right now, and that's Aquarius's 12th house, if you don't know houses. I'm not really big into houses, but it's interesting because there is this element of the hidden, like something that you're not seeing, or there's something about someone turning away from you, not paying attention to you. Because you have the Seven of Swords crowning you, and that's really odd. That's like happening when you're watching this or around this time. Some of you are going to be cheating with someone or are considering cheating with someone. There's a lot of gray area as far as what cheating is. People talk about that a lot. This is like, to me, like the only thing in the reading that I see being even like an issue. Like, I don't even think it's gonna, I think it's gonna be kind of like a minor issue, because to me, like, all the other cards are really positive. So if you're thinking about cheating, it's blocking you at this time. There is something about maybe someone, again, like ignoring you, turning away from you, turning your back. You may be turning your back on somebody may be turning their back on you. Hidden enemies, things that you don't know. Things are just kind of being kept secret. There's also something about secrets here. I think there's, to me, like something about like your surroundings, like either the area that you live or the surroundings. Some of you may not live in a great area, or just like the surroundings, people that are around you. It's like a low vibration. I'm being shown just like a low vibration. Some of you, there's not a lot of growth. And it's interesting, this came up with the other readings that I did for May. The element of growth was a big theme. And when I say growth, I mean, I just feel like there's not a lot of vitality that I'm getting from this card. So some of you need to watch out for someone who has like either like a low vibration or lower vitality, or this could even be like a negative entity that's, you know, trying to zap your energy for some of you. For others may not be. Some of you may, like, a lot of times Aquarius is very sharp and intuitive, so you know who this is. To me, this can also be like someone betraying you. I don't see it so much. I see it more as cheating than betrayal, like as like on a friend level, but it may be applicable to you in some way, to like the element of betrayal. I don't know why I'm getting that, but for most of you, there's this really nice pattern happening throughout the rest of the month of July. You kind of start off July with this kind of crowning you being an issue. There maybe being some issues, things not being totally revealed to you. But you have the Star and the Nine of Pentacles in the center of the reading. And the Star, to me, is you. But it's also being, guided and guidance. So the Nine of Pentacles is crossing, it looks like this, which is cool because we have the star here and we have this star here. And any time there's like more than one star card, it's really positive energy. And it's just like, I don't know, it just feels like you're going to be in your element in July. Now, some of you, like maybe watching this many years from now, you know, you may find this reading many years from now and it may be still applicable then. So when I say beginning of July, it could be also the beginning of another month later down the line in time. Yeah, like there's this element of being the star, being well known, being in the spotlight. I feel like there's an element of being in the spotlight for some of you. I want to tell you, like, the thing that my guide said was like things going your way. I feel like you're kind of in some kind of zone where things are going to flow more naturally. My guide is showing me how when she touches this air here, it's just sort of in this kind of interesting flow. Like she's just flowing with this current. So some of you may be in kind of like a state of flow or just kind of going with the flow. And not worrying about too much in July. But there is something to me that's very positive about when you reach out to something or when you try to make something happen, it just being kind of in a state of flow and things happening the way you want them. It doesn't always work out that way in tarot and in life. We try to get things done and it doesn't always go in our favor, or it doesn't always turn out the way we want. But I feel like you're on track for things to go your way in July. That's what I want to say. Now, you did have the Knight of Cups in the immediate future, and the Knight of Cups can be a water sign male. It can also be a Libra. I've seen it as a Libra several times, or someone who, for some of you, this may not resonate or not, who may or may not have any kind of alcoholic tendencies. Someone who is, you know, who drinks, who parties. Now, some of you, it may not be that kind of, they might not have that lifestyle at all. But for others, to me, this is like a younger person who, when I say younger, you know, my age or younger, maybe younger than 50. I'd say younger person, 50 and under. And yeah, they like to have a few drinks. You may like to have a few drinks with them. This could be you in some cases, some Aquarius males. I feel like this is more for ladies. I feel like this is Aquarius ladies dealing with this guy. Now, some of you are going to be cheating with this guy. Some of you want to cheat with this guy, and some of you, this is just, there is no element of cheating. Like there's an element of like things being hidden and maybe somebody lying to you or not telling the whole truth. Maybe you Aquarius aren't telling the whole truth for whatever reason, but the Knight of Cups to me is separate from the card. So there could be two things going on. Could be like, you know, the cheating element is separate. You may not be cheating with this Knight of Cups is what I'm saying. To me, this Knight of Cups is kind of gonna make a move. He's on his way to make a move, so you're not gonna miss this. I feel like some of you who are like locked into some kind of rigid schedule where you don't go out and you don't have the opportunity to meet anyone else, you're not going to see this person. It's not going to happen. But for the rest of you, you probably know who this person is. And or to me, there's just a lot of alcohol flow in July. We are in the sign of Cancer, so to me, and that's a water sign. So this could be a water sign, okay? Or this could be you enjoying a few drinks with a few friends. This could be someone who's had too much too. Also, to me, the Knight of Cups can overdo it. So, you know, pushing the limits. So I would say, you know, keep an eye out for this person. To me, this is one of the player cards. So some of you who are, you know, looking to date this person or someone else, to me, you need to watch out because they do have their eye on the prize. You know, they really just, I feel like for some of you, they just want to have sex. They don't really want a relationship of any kind. Now, Aquarius may overanalyze because Aquariuses do that. And think that this person wants a relationship, but most likely they don't. Most likely they just want to sleep with you But it's also possible, okay? It is also possible that it could work out if this person is, I want to say, more mature, and if there isn't any cheating going on. That's what I would say. The thing about the Knight of Cups is that they're very endearing in some way. I want to say endearing and thoughtful and intuitive, and it's easy to kind of get into them in the sense that, like, it's easy to like them. So maybe some of you like someone, middle of July, or beginning of July, and you're watching this video and you're like, yeah, I know who that person is. The thing is, there's no blockages from here on out for the reading. So the last 4 cards are all really positive. We've got the King of Cups in the position of emotions. What's coming in from the outside, the 4 of Wands. In the position of the wish card, the position of your attitude, you have the wish card, which is the 8 of Wands. And then the outcome is the 2 of Cups. For me to see a reading like this tells me that there's a lot of strong elements of romance in the air for many of you. If you're not already in a relationship, you will be. Some of you want a relationship, and that's what you're wishing for. To me, anything that the wish card touches, that's the wish. You wanting a relationship, and I feel like that's going to happen for a lot of you, because there's nothing stopping it. There is no blockages. There's something about due diligence. I don't know why I heard that. It's just sort of strange. Sorry about the lighting in here. There's like a cloud going by. So we have the King of Cups in the position of emotions, which is a lot of emotion, which is having very strong feelings for someone. And feeling really happy, feeling really good. To me, the King of Cups he's holding this giant, it's like a giant, the biggest cup ever, giant bowl. And he's really happy. And to me, it's a card to me that represents happiness more than pretty much any other card. It's the most happiness that you could have. And the fact that it's in the position of emotions is really awesome. So either there's a person that's going to be coming into your life that makes you really happy. And it's so funny because recently I met someone and I was like, they are kind of like a happy pill. Like, to me, like, being around them, they have so much, they're vivacious, they're full of life, they're happy, they're loving. To me, that's the King of Cups. That's the element, that's that feeling that you feel. Now, some of you may actually be in love in July. You may have been hit by the love bug, because there's a lot of romance happening here. And some of you, this is be kind of overwhelming. You do have the 4 of Wands, and there's a lot of roses there, If you aren't dating, this is just, again, things really going your way. There's nothing stopping you getting from what you want. There's nothing stopping you from being really happy, having a really great experience. I pulled the 8 of Cups also later down the line in time, and this is moving away from any hard times or stress or struggle. It's a really, to me, one of my favorite cards. It's a really beautiful energy. Some of you are going to be like, wow, that's like almost like too good to be true. It's not possible that could happen. To me, anytime I see a spread like this where it has a lot of positive vibes and there's not a lot of blockages, then to me that's the highest, it's like your higher self, like the highest potential that you could achieve. So for some of you, you're going to be reaching that potential, and others, you may be still struggling in some way with whatever you're dealing with. Some of you maybe financial struggle, and or responsibilities, but I also feel like, I don't know, but what I was saying is I think that there's some element of things just working out, turning out for the best, turning out for the better. Even even especially for single people, like even if you're single and you're like, that'll never happen, it's too good to be true, blah blah blah. I feel like even if you have a moment where you're unhappy, maybe you haven't found Mr. or Mrs. right, or you haven't found that person that makes you happy, and you haven't found what you wanted. I feel like to me, those of you who are in that spot have more of a challenge in the sense that you're going to feel that. Some of you may still feel that way, but there's an opportunity for something more to happen. Now, it's interesting. After I pulled more cards, I feel like July may be more of like a really positive time, and later there may be more challenges later down the line in time. Could be even into August, where there's more challenges that kind of crop up. It's really going to depend on a lot of you, where you're at with things in time when you're watching this video. It's hard to pinpoint those things. I do want to pull like a bunch of other cards here to see what else I get for you, and then I will end. My guide really wants me to say, like, some of you have completed your karma. There's some element of completing karma, understanding things. There is something about, going back to that star card in the center, having that higher wisdom, that higher knowledge. It's a really great place to be in for July. Some of you do need to make more time in your life for romance. That's what's coming through from my other spread. There needs to be more time. Some of you may like someone that you're friends with. I also am seeing that. I'm also seeing their element of financial success. Watching your budget, but I feel like some of you're watching it and there's no worry because you kind of have a handle on it. I do feel like you're going to get a very good handle on your finances in July. To me, the sign of Cancer is all about the details. So writing things down, I feel like that's going to be good. Money might come in kind of unexpected ways. Like you might make some extra money doing a gig, or when I say gig, like, where you're a photographer and you take, you go to a wedding and you take pictures, or and they pay you for your time, or you go to an event. Like I was like a banquet server at a gig a couple of years ago, and they paid really well for that one night, and it was worth it doing that. So some of you may do something like that to pick up extra money, or it just money may come in some kind of unexpected way. I feel like you also got the star card in my other deck, which is really interesting. This is the card about having like a green thumb. You can see she's planting. For everybody who knows, I mean, this is very, definitely is, applicable to me in this way. She's got, I always notice all these trees in the background, and she's planting something in the ground. So some of you may be working outside in the garden. Some of you may be, buying flowers or plants, doing landscaping. Some of you may landscape for someone. I feel like Aquarius, there's these elements of or tests of strength. Tests of strength, that's what I want to say. A test of strength for you, for things that may be kind of annoying, The test of strength may be a financial test, but I don't really feel like that. I feel like it's more just life stuff, circumstances with life. Some of you going through a time of periods of depression, and then periods of like where you're not. So it's sort of like this video. It's like the sun is shining, and then there's like a cloud, and the sun is shining again, and then it's just kind of like some of you may have that going on. It's not surprising because the sign of Cancer, going back to the sign of Cancer, where the sun is right now, is, I think of it kind of like being a bipolar sign. Cancers can have very high highs and low lows. There's like a roller coaster element. It's interesting I'm saying that. Some of you, there may be a person in your life that's kind of a roller coaster, or you may be getting into a relationship or in a relationship with someone who's going to be kind of a roller coaster ride. You're not expecting things to happen the way, like things to go the way they would normally go. To me, there's this element of the high and element of the low. Some of you are going to be taking a trip or traveling. I usually see that around this time, though. In July, people go on vacation. I do feel like there's the element of the last minute trip. I don't know if I mentioned that before. There's last minute trip that's going to be happening for some of you. Aquariuses are very impromptu. So some of you are like, okay, I think I just want to, we're going to go to the beach today or something. We're going to go to the pond or the pool or whatever. My old friend used to take her kids to, like, they go to the pond, and then they go to the pool, and then they go to the beach, and then they go. It was like, that's how they did it. And by the end of the day, they were totally exhausted, and that's how it was, for what she did with them, and it was fun. She always had a good time. So, I feel like I kind of want to leave off here. Let me see if there's any last minute. Some of you are going to be getting a new job, which is really good news. That's good for me because I've been looking for a full-time job. I have this part-time job. I had a full-time job, and like I said, I had a lot of changes happening. So some of you are going to be having that. Some of you are going to be getting pregnant. I see pregnancy also. I feel like this is a time of fluidity, and a time of peace. This is a card is to me all about fluidity. This is from my Galactic Heritage deck, and it's so similar to the other card that I talked about, the Star card, the fluid element. You can see it's just they're very similar, the way they look. And this is, to me, a time of peace. For a lot of you, it's a time of peace. And harmony, because you got the spiritual sovereignty card. To me, it's about being in a good spiritual spot, feeling good, not being caught up in the ego stuff, not being wrapped up in necessarily a relationship or another person, but this can talk about having a balanced relationship, so that's good. Yeah, time of peace. It should come as very good news to you. Those of you who watch my channel, I don't always have readings where I can deliver good news, and to me, this is really good news. There is this element of homesickness too. An element of homesickness is maybe some of you may feel like you're pulled to, or like you may be called somewhere. If you live far away from what you would consider to be your home, you might take a trip to go back home, wherever that may be. That may not be where family is. Some of you, home it's a different spot. So you may feel this calling, but also some of you may feel like a calling that you don't necessarily belong here, in the sense that like your sense of purpose or your sense of belonging is kind of skewed in a way. You may feel like you may lose a little bit of your sense of purpose. But I definitely feel like I feel like that's only because either you're very guarded or there's people that are very guarded with you. And the walls, there's like walls. You have walls or other people have walls, and it's hard for you to connect sometimes. And the thing about that card is, about the homesickness card, it can indicate like feeling, especially if those of you who are starseeds, and you'll know who you are if you're a starseed, connecting with a different place that's not Earth at all. To me, it's like connecting with a different star system, galaxy, if you want to call it that. So it's just a different space altogether. So you may have a lot of interesting dreams, astral travel dreams at this time. You may be very much pulled to do like some spiritual work. I also wanted to say, and this does apply to me, there may be a deceased loved one who's kind of pulling on your energy. I have a deceased loved one who recently passed, and I will talk about that in another video. So that to me, that's very applicable. But I think it's important for you guys to really work on your sense of purpose here and find what's going to be fulfilling to you. Some of you are working too hard or too much, and you're not really taking enough time to enjoy life, and that's the biggest thing. Some of you, or you just have a lot of things going on, you know. It may not even be about your lifestyle. It may just be that, you know, you're questioning things. Aquariuses can overanalyze. So anyways, I'm going to leave off there. Thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, Google Plusing. I really appreciate it. I will be back again for more videos. Definitely give me a thumbs up. It really helps my channel when you do that. And if you like a private reading, check out my website, oracledaphne.com. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Take care. All the best.